the new republic is definitely working on a very important objective, which is sustainability, changing the quality of life. And this would never be in place without empowering the Egyptian woman. And definitely empowering women has been so important. And since His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi assumed as the President of the Republic, assumed office, he took care of women empowerment. And Dr. Vivian, I guess that this is in fact a very important segment, as so to speak. Like empowering women is considered to be a focal point if you need a society that is really positive, that is mainly putting into consideration sustainability. You have to empower women.
Of course, of course. Since President Sisi took office, he saw when it was the election for electing him, all the women who were standing in the queues to elect President Sisi, it was mainly women. So he saw the impact of women in something very important for a future of any country, election. So not only that, he is a man of great finesse, and he appreciates women, and he thinks that if women don't participate, you lose a lot, because women are half of the society. If only half of the society work, you're losing half of the production. And empowering women and letting women participate in the production and the goodwill of a country is very positive for a country, and of course for his presidency and for the surrounding of the whole country. So in this aspect it's very important, and founding the National Council of Women as well, who has a very important role in economic-wise, political-wise, social-wise, empowering women in all these aspects in order to have a better future.
Yes.
Because we've seen that President Sisi is building a lot of cities for the future. Yes. He's building a lot of roads for the future. So to go with it, the power of the woman and the success of a woman in the society is very important for all the future that he is building, and he wants to be sure that what he's building is going to be a really flourishing future for all the Egyptians.
Yes.
Through women, of course.
Yes.
So, and in so many other fields, you see, we have a lot of doctors, we have a lot of students. Actually, there are more girls in the classes than boys, actually, nowadays.
Yeah.
So even we're getting even bigger in population. So our role is important, and if you're supported by the president, you have everything that will be helped by all the ministries to reach that aim, empowering women.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, empowering women, let me say, Masr Tastatia, Egypt can. And you're one of our bright faces of the Egyptian expats, though living in London, but you are an Egyptian to the bones. We find that you're always sharing great news about Egypt. You're happy with the achievements taking place on Egyptian soil. And among those achievements is definitely this sense of empowerment of the Egyptian women who are living their golden age under the leadership of President al-Sisi. How do you see that, Dr. Vivian,
well,
the sense of empowerment for the Egyptian women today?
Luckily, because first something very simple that maybe no one will notice, that until now, some of the very developed countries, women don't take the same salary. But here in Egypt, it's not happening. Women and men are equal.
Yeah.
So this is a very important thing, and a lot of women are fighting for that in some very advanced countries. So just a simple thing on the way, just before saying anything. And you see, when you have a good environment, a relaxed environment, because President Sisi is trying to create the best environment for everyone to express himself. Everybody is trying to express himself in the best way. And you see that in sports, you see that in arts, you see that in every way in Egypt. You find a lot of success stories in sports, made by girls, by women, even disability. Everyone is coming back with a lot of golden medals with the Olympics and everything. And we have some very famous names who are just, for instance, squash is just the first ever in the whole world now. And everybody is wondering, how come that Egypt has this power in squash? Because there is a good environment. There are a lot of clubs here where people can go. You know, it's a very good thing to have that we are taking for granted, but it's not happening everywhere in the world, that a girl can go into a club and train and go back home. It's a safe place. There is no worry at all about security for her. Egypt is a very secure place, and this is shown by all the success that women have now, and young girls.
Yeah, and here we can have also more concerning women empowerment in the political domain.
Of course.
And, we have beautiful faces also as ministers, you know.
Of course.
Unprecedented number of
and very
Egyptian women
successful
ministers who are very, very efficient and very successful and responsible for very important portfolios.
And our parliamentarian as well. We have very
Exactly.
successful parliamentarian who are as well. Dr. Hadia Said, who is a great medal, worldwide medal for badminton and all that. You know, we have a lot of examples that shows how women are very successful during the era of President Sisi. And it's very lucky for a country to have this, because he is very attentionate to all what's happening around him, despite all the trouble and all the problems he's dealing with. But he goes to everyone and try to satisfy their pleasures by seeing the president, by being encouraged by the president. It's not given to any country and to any population. So we're very lucky regarding that.
We are. On the International Day of the Girl, Her Excellency Egypt's First Lady Intisar Sisi had tweeted on her social media account expressing appreciation in the sense of pride in girls and their fundamental role in the society, stating that they contribute to building the nation in the present and also in the future. And this is very important, Dr. Morcos, because here it's not only a matter of empowering women, but, you know, taking all the way along. Empowering girls is very important. Education, educating girls, and taking good care of their education is very important and definitely paves the way to economic growth.
Of course, because those girls, those young ladies will become the basic of the future society. They'll be the mothers, they'll be everybody later. So giving the attention to them, appreciating their success is a satisfaction, as I was just saying, and will make them more successful, make them have a desire to be more successful in their future, with their children, having the same path, and with all that you improve the whole society. Your whole society will be much better by sports, by activities, by expressing your own desires. It's freedom, like everybody say. We have a very important human rights, which is the expression of your desire to be what you want. And this is not given to everyone. As I was saying, you cannot find any club like here, so anyone can go and train in a club. You don't find this anywhere in the world except here. And you're protected, your family protected, you are guarded, you are supervised, you are helped to improve yourself and to have a better forging of your personality. So you become a better citizen.
Yes, definitely. Forging of the personality is bringing us to the core, actually, of the new republic, which is the human potential. Taking good care of the people, preparing the Egyptians for leadership positions. Also women. We have many Egyptian ladies today in leading positions, and they are very efficient and doing great.
Yes, of
so
course.
Building the human character has been really important. And of course the Egyptian youth, the president has been paying attention to the Egyptian youth. The National Youth Conference has been an unprecedented event and a platform where you can find the youth voice being heard.
Exactly.
And they really feel that they are listened to.
Exactly, and this is very important, as I was saying, forging the personality. They are listened to, they express. It's the freedom of expression, which is a very important point, that we really have it, and we are taking it again for granted, and a lot of countries would love to have that. And not only that, when there is the International Youth Conference as well, when all the youth from the whole world come to see the Egyptian youth, how they are living, how they are acting, and it becomes, they're amazed of what is happening here. Because no one can imagine what youth can do here, what youth are doing here, and all the things that are open for them, for the
opportunities.
the opportunities, and the presidency as well has formed like university to form all these leaders in like the ENA in France. So we have a lot of youth who are being formed for
and the
holding
National Training Academy
exactly
also is doing great.
yeah,
Yes,
so we're having the president is ensuring that we have a good leaders in our youth by
Yes.
training them, by addressing them, by listening to them as well.
Yes, yes. Definitely talking women empowerment has lots and lots of angles on that amazing night. Our guest of honor is Dr. Vivian Morcos, who had represented Egypt abroad in London, in Africa, you name it. And she's an Egyptian to the bones. That's why we are talking to her tonight, women empowerment and sustainability. Let's watch this report and we will be back.
Egyptian women are enjoying unique and unprecedented gains in the era of the new republic, as the Egyptian state is keen to launch strategies, initiatives and community programs that support women and contribute to building their capacities along with empowering them politically, economically and socially. Several national initiatives have been launched in all governorates targeting the participation of women on a large scale. In this regard, the strategies of the government have provided a glaring manifestation of the growing prominence of Egyptian women as a substantial player in the nation-building process. Women empowerment initiatives and achievements are the outcomes of far-sighted policies of the government and an integral part of the national development process. According to the directives of President Sisi, the new republic spares no effort to build women's capacities, aiming to increase their representation in leadership positions, while developing their skills to make them pioneers in community work. In the Egyptian 2014 constitution, the legal framework for women was extended for the first time, ensuring equal status for women, and today the government's vision is to provide necessary tools which enable women to achieve professional excellence. Egypt's women empowerment strategies emphasize on addressing women's issues regarding multiple aspects, i.e., equal opportunities, or allocating a quarter of the seats of local councils for women in a number of areas. For example, social political rights, social security services, prevent discrimination, protection against all forms of violence, and women's empowerment. The new republic believes that empowering women is essential to the health and social development of families, communities, and the country. When women are leading safe, fulfilled, and productive lives, they can reach their full potential, contributing their skills to the workforce, and can raise happier and healthier children. They will also be able to help fuel sustainable economies and benefit societies and humanity at large.
Yes, it's very important to bring positivity to girls. تبقي الأولى والمسؤولة. You'll be the first, and at the same time you'll be responsible. This is very important to instill in the girls this sense of responsibility. They are definitely with men responsible for the future of this country. Dr. Morcos talking health, and we had a meeting of His Excellency the President with the WHO Director, Tedros Adhanom. And he was really amazed by how Egypt is enhancing the healthcare system universally, as we can see, and also providing Egyptian health efforts to the ladies. This has been at a very wide scale under the leadership of the President.
Yes, of course. Actually, not only that, WHO was amazed as well how Egypt tackled the coronavirus crisis, because it was tackled. Anyway, President Sisi has offered a lot of free consultation to preserve the women's health in cancer detection, early cancer detection, and diabetic detection, and And now that Egypt is starting the national health system, and it started actually in Port Said a year ago as a pilot project, and it was very successful, and now it's going on to be implemented all over Egypt in other hospitals in other places. And it's an impressive, because Egypt is a very big country, and we have a lot of illnesses because of our way of eating wrongly and all that. You have a lot of diabetic, a lot of obesity, a lot of heart problems.
But we have the 100 million Saha, 100 million Saha, the 100 million health initiative that has been working very hard day and night.
Yes, actually this helped. It helped a lot in the detection of corona, because they detected all those who had weaknesses, were target of corona, were target to be corona patients.
Yes.
So it is a very impressive way of tackling health in Egypt, and coming from WHO at all level actually, and Dr. Naim Al-Gassir as well. She was so impressed before about how they managed the corona as well virus. So it's so important.
Yes, it is. Around the whole world, activism concerning climate change and global warming has been growing tremendously over the years. It has become more apparent that women empowerment is vital in order to achieve sustainability, to achieve sustainable development goals, in order to create a world which is balanced and to have a sense of fulfillment. The whole universe needs this sense of unity, uniting nations globally, and this needs the important role that is played by women. The mother of the world is definitely going to attract the world's attention if we're talking COP27. This is the mega headline that attracts world attention today. And Egypt is preparing for COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt in November. And this important event is going also to tackle the role of women in climate change. How do you see that?
Of course, it's very important, the role of the woman, because how are you going to give awareness to your children that your future depends on your actions now? We want to reduce the carbon dioxide emission into zero. A mother has to explain to her children, what does this mean and how can they do it? Of course, it should be done at school. It should be done at the media. It should be done in so many ways to give this awareness to children, because now our future is with the children, and hopefully all the bad habits that we have, we want to prevent our children from having those bad habits. And giving awareness how to do it, how to tackle, and they will be very keen. Actually, all the children now, when they talk about environment, about green and all that, they're very careful, and sometimes they correct their parents. So it's very important for a mother to guide her children how to reach these aims with all the difficulty that there is, but she can guide them how to achieve that goal.
Yes, there is definitely an emphasis on building the Egyptian character, but also women character. We find women representation in the House of Representatives has increased, that had reached 27.8 percentage points in 2022.
Yes.
With 165 seats compared to 14.9% in 2016. So we can, of course, see the sense of difference. Also making difference in preparing women for leadership positions. What does it take for a woman to become an efficient leader?
Confidence. You have to have confidence in yourself. No fear. You don't need to be afraid that your decisions will not be appreciated or you will take bad decisions. When you have a good confidence, you will not be afraid of taking decision, and will listen to you. The opportunity to listen to everyone, to everyone's proposal, it's a grace to have that, and to give them responsibility. When you have a responsibility, you'll have to do a lot to achieve the success of this responsibility. So when you have all these things achieved in a way to satisfy you, you will improve, you will reach your goal, and you will be shining as a woman. For instance, if you want to do a thesis and you say, okay, I want to do that or not, they say, oh yes, do it and we'll help you. We
Yeah.
said, oh no, don't do this, and all these old ways of breaking the confidence of a woman is not anymore existing, actually.
Yeah.
And it helps in
Yeah.
taking
And
decisions.
no doubt, definitely education helped a lot for women to make choices.
Of course.
So it's definitely the core for any sustainability, for any sort of development, is mainly receiving decent education.
And having a lot of place for girls to be educated.
Yeah.
As we were saying before, there are more girls educated than boys now. The percentage of female students is increasing.
Yeah.
And the success of even in A level and O level, the first ones are mostly girls.
Yeah.
If we've seen. So you have all the opportunities to be the best, and they are using it, and they are reaching a very, very, very good level in every way, all the Egyptian girls and young ladies nowadays.
Yes, definitely. We have bright faces who are representing Egypt and the mother of the world abroad. And we can definitely mention lots and lots of names that were supported by the president to represent Egypt nationally and internationally. Dr. Ghadawali, Her Excellency Wafa Basim, and many, many names.
And many
who
people,
are
yeah.
very efficient and had represented Egypt to the world.
Yes, we have in the musical world, we have the two young Ayoub sisters who are all over the world, and they even met King Charles III, or the first ones to meet
Yes.
him. Farah al-Dibani, all the Farah al-Sherbini in sports, in squash, in tennis, name it, all our ladies and young girls are coming back with a lot of success and gold medals to honor Egypt.
Yes.
And in Canada as well, Australia, sorry, and she is now a member of parliament.
Yeah.
There's so many ladies who succeeded in outside of Egypt. I've done a social security scheme for Ivory Coast that was 30 years ago.
Yes.
So
Wow.
yeah, so a lot more.
Yeah, we have
are-
many bright faces, definitely,
Exactly.
Egyptian faces who are, whom we are really very proud of throughout the world, dedicating 2023 to the Arab youth, and the youth, of course, includes both gender. An opportunity also to encourage women entrepreneurs.
Exactly. Actually, the Egyptian entrepreneurial ladies and young ladies are very active at this moment. You find a lot of very successful entrepreneur and owner of very big firms and ideas in tailoring, in trading, and they have a lot of connection between all the entrepreneurial African group of ladies and the Gulf group of ladies, the entrepreneur. They're very, very active, and they're pushing the world actually into a very nice level of exchange and trade and opportunities of discovering each other's cultures as well.
Yes. Since we're talking opportunities to discover each other's cultures, and here the mother of the world is offering opportunities to discover the Egyptian culture, it has been hitting headlines, and a top-notch event, a famous Italian fashion house that chose Luxor to celebrate its 50th anniversary at Hatshepsut Temple in Luxor. What a wow location to celebrate the 50th Jubilee. Well, we had here in Luxor, Egypt, 400 guests that were flocking from all over the globe to come to the glorious city of Luxor to attend this celebration of the famous Italian fashion house Golden Jubilee. Opening ceremony was with the Italian megastar Andrea Bocelli singing pieces from Verdi's opera Aida set in ancient Egypt. What a wow scene, you know. Being in Hatshepsut Temple is breathtaking. And concerning the fashion house that has chosen Luxor to celebrate its 50th anniversary, definitely an amazing idea. Those are the mega cultural events that really market Egypt globally to the world. Yes, Dr. Vivian, what do you see?
I,
How do you see
I
that?
think it's the best place in the world to do such a thing, because the effect of the monuments in Luxor is just beyond imagination. No one can imagine how rich it is, how beautiful it is, and the presence of all the top people
Here
around
we can
this.
see
This
is located and has been running, celebrating a 50th anniversary with more than 400 guests attending and flocking from all over the globe to Luxor to attend this beautiful ceremony, a fascinating event, singing pieces from Verdi's opera Aida. And of course, what a magnificent view at Hatshepsut Temple.
It's so beautiful, because I have a certain weakness to Luxor, because I did my daughter's wedding in Luxor in the same place. So for me, it's very touching. And they must have been training for a long time there to achieve this mega decor and everything. And it's the best thing for Egyptian tourism.
We do have also the marking of 200 years of Egyptology.
Exactly.
And you know, this is also a major event, one after the other. 200 years of Egyptology celebrated with a batch of social media campaigns. Who would forget the Golden Mummies Parade or the Rams Road? Wow, those are events that...
These are events that would stay in your memory forever and amaze everyone for a lifetime. And there's a very funny story about the Egyptology. Actually, Egyptology exists, of course, for thousands of years. But the deciphering of the Rosetta Stone by Champollion is mark the 200 years almost. And funnily enough, someone helped Champollion in deciphering the Rosetta Stone, and it was a Syrian Egyptian Orthodox priest who was living in Grenoble, and his name was Yohanna Shiftishi. And he is the one who taught Champollion Coptic. And from Coptic, when they deciphered the Rosetta Stone, they found that Coptic is very similar to hieroglyphics, and that's how it was a great help for Champollion for the deciphering of Rosetta Stone. So this is a little story that maybe not
Definitely, and this is a beautiful event. A series of events have been organized to explore the ancient Egyptian civilization, to show how the decoding of the hieroglyphic language was key to the world's knowledge at large. Well, media is also playing a very important role, and Nile TV International has been always keen to disseminate this healthy message, this message of enlightenment to the whole world. Dr. Morcos, speaking, so to speak, we had a beautiful celebration here on air on Nile TV, celebrating 29 years of excellence. And we saw, as the tape on moves on, you could see a lot, and a lot has been achieved. A message that you direct to Nile TV tonight on this special anniversary, the 29th anniversary, what would you say?
First, happy anniversary. And you are really the best channel in the Arab world, that you are holding the name of the most beautiful river in the world, Nile. So you have longevity, you have excellency, and your team, you have a great team formed of very, very wonderful professionals who are doctors, who are the top of the media education, who are managed like you, like everybody. Everybody working in Nile TV is such like a diamond. You cannot find people like that anywhere in the world. I love them all, and I wish you all the best, because you really are the best. And happy anniversary, and many happy returns.
Dr. Vivian Morcos, our bright face in London, and an Egyptian expat who did raise the Egyptian flag very high in more than one country all over the world. Thank you so much for coming to the Daily Debate Live Wednesday with Taghreed Hussein tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was my great pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I thank you, dear viewers, for joining us. That was Wednesday Debate. Tomorrow, another team. Until then.